how you're faring. I have MS too, and I've fallen twice in the past 2 days, so just seeing how you're doing.
Thank you for that, and I'm sorry you're going through it too. It's not something that I recommend to people for fun.
Yeah.
No, it's an interesting one. I think that what I have done is gotten better and better emotionally and psychologically at handling it. I think one of the difficulties is, like, when I first got diagnosed, I was always trying to control or like manage the symptoms, and then I always felt like this weird like guilt and anger if I couldn't control something or if it didn't go right, and then I always was trying to figure out like why it didn't go right. And I've gotten just a lot cooler about but I'll make the most of whatever I have to deal with today. And it's ridiculous and silly and hard. I think one of the things, so with falls and stuff, I fall pretty regularly. I often have bruises and things like that. I get really good at calculating.
Oh yeah.
I got a nice acknowledgement. I was tested at one point, and it was pretty funny because they tested me in a lot of ways, and one of the things that I was told was they test your fear of falling versus your likelihood of falling. And they've never seen someone who is so unafraid and so likely to fall. So I'm kind of proud of that. I'm very optimistically in trouble. But part of that is also I danced for years and stuff like that, so I've gotten pretty good. The problem is that I don't calculate my orientation space well. Like I get incorrect signaling from the environment. So that makes it very difficult, but I constantly like recalibrate based on the things that I am receiving. And generally I think I avoid falling a lot throughout every day. So I try to acknowledge that. But when I do fall, I've gotten better at acknowledging that it can be really traumatic and scary. So in that moment, especially if no one is around, I allow myself more now to cry or say things like, I'm scared, or whatever, and just to verbalize it and get that out. So because I think a hidden thing with, and again, I don't think this only applies to MS, I think a lot of us go through these things. One of the things to watch out for is kind of a PTSD type situation where you get more and more afraid of just going out and existing, going about your day because you've experienced trauma. So the more that like I worry about when I fall, when things happen, when they go awry, when I wind up in the hospital or something like that, that I'm tentative about going back out in existence. I don't ever want that. I want to keep, scaling abnormally toward the way optimistic, because I think it's a good way to be. But part of that has to do with acknowledging at the time, like venting the trauma.
Yeah.
Does that help at all?
I just wanted to say, very similar. You have to have a positive attitude. And honestly, you and I would survive a zombie apocalypse.
Yes.